This world-class image has been generated with this text prompt by using this Black Forest Labs FLUX.1 Kontext dev model locally by using ComfyUI. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. In this video, I am going to show you how you can get this new FLUX.1 Kontext dev model installed locally in either lower VRAM or higher VRAM, and then I'm also going to show you how you can easily generate images like these with highest quality possible. Not only I am going to show you different images from text prompts, but also I'm going to explain all of these concepts in as simple language as possible. So should be a fun video. So please like the video and share it if you feel like it, and let's get started. Before I do anything specific, let me first set the stage by explaining this model from Black Forest Lab. If this is the first time you are hearing about them, then I can tell you without any doubt that they have produced all-time best text-to-image generation model, which is FLUX.1 Dev, and there are a lot of other variants which I have covered thoroughly on the channel in the last 1 year. Recently, after much research, they released this FLUX.1 Kontext Dev model, which we covered a month ago. That was a hosted model. We just tested it on different prompts, but we couldn't install it locally because it was simply not available. But now this model is available on Hugging Face with a very permissive license. It is still non-commercial if you are looking to install locally, but still quite permissive model, I would say, in terms of licensing. The quality was quite good for the hosted model, so we will check out how exactly the quality is in the new model. Now, what exactly is this new model? I have explained it in other video, but let me try to explain again in as simple words as possible. So Black Forest Lab has done it again. So this new model is a 12 billion parameter rectified flow transformer model, and this is where the secret sauce of Black Forest Lab is. The rectified flow transformer model is a type of model that combines the strength of transformer models with flow-based generative techniques. This means it can not only understand complex language prompts but also produce smooth and controlled transformation of visual content that enables precise image edits guided by natural language. The model allows users to alter existing images simply by describing the changes they want, such as shifting styles, adjusting objects, or maintaining character identity, all without needing to fine-tune the model. This model has been built using a technique called as guidance distillation, which improves learning efficiency by mimicking stronger models. FLUX.1 offers accurate and consistent edits across multiple iterations with minimal visual drift. Its open-weight design supports both scientific research and creative experimentation. So let's check it out. First, let me show you how you can get it installed. As I mentioned earlier, the tool which I'm using for this installation is ComfyUI. I have done the easiest tutorial on the planet on ComfyUI and I'm pretty confident about it. Just go to my channel, search with ComfyUI and watch this first video. This will make you a hero from zero in no time, and you should be able to install ComfyUI, ComfyUI Manager, and it is also going to explain the basic concepts around ComfyUI, as what exactly is a node and all these workflows in a very simple language. So if you are following along, please stop here, go watch that video and get ComfyUI installed. I already have it installed on my system. So once you have that, let me show you how you can get this model installed. So first step which you need to do is to go to this page of Black Forest Lab, and by the way, all the links which I'm going to show you, I will put it in video's description. So once you are on the Kontext Dev page, go to Files. From the file, just scroll down a bit and you see this file, FLUX.1 Kontext Dev Safe Tensor. The size is 23.8 gig. Just click on this downward arrow, save link as, or whatever your operating system, go to ComfyUI, wherever you have installed ComfyUI, in the models and diffusion models, and save it there. I already have it saved. So this is one file you would need. Then you would need these text encoders. So basically this is where you put in your text prompt, which gets converted for the model compatible format. Now here you need two files. First is this clip else save tensor. So right click on this downward arrow, save link as, go where your ComfyUI models directory is, and then from there you can simply just check out for text encoders, and you see I have saved it in clipl. So this is the first file which you would need. Second file you would need is either you go with the full FP16 T5 double XL if you have VRAM more than 32 gig. If not, then you can just go with the smaller, either one of these, like FP8 E4 M3FN or the scaled one. So up to you. If you have less than 32 GB of VRAM, go with either one of these. If you have more than 32 GB of VRAM, go with this one, and I will show you my VRAM and its real-time consumption very soon. So right click on it again, save link as, and again just go to text encoders and also save this file there. So I already have this. Third and final file which you model file you would need is this V or VAE model, which is a variational autoencoder. Just go to this page. From this, right click on download, save link as, and then ComfyUI models, and in the V or VAE directory here, just save it here. So you see that I have already downloaded it. And I will also explain as we move along what exactly is the role of all of these separate models. So I have all of these models already installed, and as I said, I will drop the link to it in video's description. And then this is our ComfyUI, this is our workflow in order to generate this image. Now as you see, that's this box which says clip text encode contains our text image, and then on the basis of it we have generated this image here by just clicking on this run button. Now there are few things which I need to explain before I move forward, as what exactly is meant by all of these boxes. So as I explain these boxes, let me also click on run to generate another image. So if you look here from the left hand side, first we are loading this model, which is a diffusion model. Now if you look at the first one, this is loading the actual model here, which is the brain of it. Then on the dual clip loader, this is where we are loading the paired clip models, which is text image encoder required by Flux, and this primarily supports detailed semantic matching between our prompt and the final image. And you can see that we also have this clip text encode, which converts our descriptive text prompt into the form that model can understand. Then we have Flux guidance, as you can see on top of it. I'll just move it from here if I could. Nope, I got. Let me do this. Okay. Now the Flux guidance controls how strictly the model follows our text prompt. And if you look at it, the value is 3.5. So 3.5 means it listens fairly closely to our input without being too rigid. Then we have this sampler custom advanced. It takes noise and refines it our prompt plus guidance. It runs actual image generation algo step by step, and you can see that how good the image has, which I have just generated. This is just a alien royalty. Now let me give it another prompt while I explain few more. So if you see, then we have this V decode, which turns a model compressed image output into a viewable picture. So the variational autoencoder, or VAE, is simply a model which primarily converts a latent image image from latent space to pixel space. Latent means which on the space which is only visible to model, where model works, and pixel space is where we can see that. And I have actually done a very easy to, I will show you, understand video. Sorry, not this one, my apologies. Latent. So you explain this, what is latent space and all that stuff. So please check it out if you are interested. Now when I run this, you see that it loads the model. It then converts this clip into the model understandable format, and then it uses this scheduler and sampler in order to generate the image. And this is another image which I have generated, and I'm also going to make it together so that you should be able to read this a bit. Now let me make it this bit bigger if I could. Maybe I can't. Okay, now next up, I'm just going to ask it to draw me a futuristic Japanese cyber shrine hovering in midair at night. So I'm just testing out different features of it. And you can see that how cool it looks. If you look at the prompt, look at the image, it has perfectly followed my prompt. So the image and flow guidance is quite good here. Next up, let's try out another powerful mage casting a fire spell in the middle of ancient enchanted library. So if you look at the flow, it is using both sampler and scheduler. The sampler affects quality, speed, and style of output image, whereas scheduler controls how noise is gradually removed from the latent image. And look at this. If you look at the hands, they look quite good, not bad at all, but we would need more clarity out there. So the quality of the model looks quite good to me. You know, it is quite crisp, quite clear, and quite vivid. In this prompt, I'm testing some of the motion here. You can see the action and motion is quite good. Hand is well formed and motion is also quite good. It's a mid flip over in a neon light rooftop at night in Hong Kong. So you see it has defined those Chinese characters. So not only it is culturally aware, but also it can do the motion action. Next up, let's try out maybe if we can create a cute character with it. So I'm asking it to draw me a tiny frog warrior wearing samurai armor. There you go, looks pretty good. Yep, you see the quality of image is very good. The background is a bit faded, but the main centerpiece of the image is very vivid. And another one is a noble vampire lord in a crimson velvet cloak. Yep, wow, looks really, really good. So it's a low lighting composition and it has done wonderfully well with all the shadows and stuff. You see on the window there is a hue and then candles look perfectly well. Expressions are also quite airy and very, very, I would say perceptive. Okay, let's try out maybe object creation. So I'm asking it a futuristic coffee machine designed by Apple in the year 2145, made of chrome and smart glass. So Apple has designed this. One thing I'm very surprised is that text generation has gone down. If you ask me the difference between the previous version and this one is that the speed is improved, quality is improved, but the text generation has gone down. The previous, I would say, predecessor, FLUX.1 Dev was quite good in text generation, but this one, not so. And look at this AI generated image. Look at this smoke. Look at the human hands. It's so real. And this is where, no other model even reaches to the quality of Flux. Look at this one, another, I guess, really, really good stuff in terms of human, in terms of shadows, the feet are good. And, I think it's very, very well formed. Look at the background too. And check out this ghostly bride. And it is very, very airy. Look at the moon behind her. Let's try out a Japanese culture. And this is again really, really thrown it out of the park. You see it is ukiyo art style with soft brush strokes and it has done wonderfully well. Okay, let's try out maybe an Indian culture one with a radiant Indian woman with long black hair adorned in jasmine flowers. And again, you can see very, very rich in culture, really good stuff. And let's try out another one. I'm just going to do a bit of an architectural one now. And this is just a mythical beast. You can see that it is quite good. And let's try out maybe astronomical observatory from the Mughal era in ancient India. Let's see how it goes. Wow, look at this. Really, really good stuff. You see, floating dust modes are there, and they, if you closely look there, really good stuff. And this one is Arabic or Arabian spice market, as you can see. And now let's try out maybe some Balinese architecture from Indonesia. It's a rain-kissed moss and that sort of stuff. Wow, this is really, really good stuff and correctly depicts the Balinese culture. And this is a desert environment, as you can see, maybe a bit of an Australian outback. This one, I guess it didn't do the justice, but anyway. Okay, finally, let me give it a very complex prompt. So this new prompt is primarily pushing our model to render architecture, reflection, late lighting, and transparent material. And I think it has done wonderfully well. You see all the shadows, all the transparency, magical realism, and rich narrative ambiences all there. So look, I could just spend, I think, days and days on this one, but I will be covering this model more because there is a lot to it. Like you can do in painting, you can do image editing, which we have covered in the other video as I showed you. So stay tuned. Not only I'm going to be covering more with this model, but also I'm going to be doing in painting, image editing, and down the road some LoRa's on top of this context one. So that's it. Please like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so as it helps a lot. Thank you for all the support.